Hello students, we are going for the next multiple choice questions. We are going to start with the NEET class from 31st question. So we are going to start with 31st. Horsetails. Horsetail is the common name of the pteridophytes. First one is Selaginella. The first one is Selaginella. This Selaginella is commonly called as bird nest mouse. It is called as bird nest mouse. The second one is called as Equisetum. The second one is called Equisetum. Equisetum is commonly called as horsetails. It is called as horsetails. And the third option is called as Argentinium. So this Argentinium is called as maiden ear fern. This is also called as walking fern. It is called as walking fern. So we go for the fourth option. The fourth option is called as ginkgo. So this ginkgo is commonly called as maiden ear tree. So here horsetails is the common of the pteridophytes. So horsetail is nothing but Equisetum. So here the right answer is second one, called as Equisetum. So we go for the next question. Which of the following propagates through the leaf tip? Which of the following propagates through the leaf tip? So ginkgo. So as I said here, the ginkgo is nothing but maiden ear tree. This is not the answer. And the second option called as Argentinium. So this Argentinium is called as maiden ear fern or walking fern. So this Argentinium has the presence of leaf tip, and this leaf tip, when it touches to the soil, so this gives rise to a new plant body. Hence the right answer is Argentinium. So Argentinium is the right answer, because when the leaf tip touches to the soil, it gives rise to new plants. Hence they are the right answer. So third option is called as salvia. So here the third option is salvinia. So this salvinia is also called as, it is sorrow of Kashmir. Sorrow of Kashmir. So the fourth option is Equisetum. Already we know that Equisetum is nothing but horsetails. So here the right answer is Argentinium. So we go for the 33. Symbiotic association. Symbiotic association with. The first option is Azolla. So here the first one is called Azolla. So here the Azolla is nothing but a green algae. So here it is called as blue-green alga or blue-green algae. So this is usually helps in nitrogen fixation. So this is the right answer, because it has a symbiotic association with a fern characters as well as the blue-green algal characters. It has a characters of blue-green algae called as Anabaena. Anabaena helps in nitrogen fixation, and also it acts like a fern. So it is the association. The second one is called as Rhizobium. The second option is called as Rhizobium. So this bacteria helps in the formation of root nodules. So in all the leguminous plants, there is a presence of root nodules. They help in nitrogen fixation. And the third option is called as Leguminaceae. So this leguminaceae plants are again has the presence of root nodules, helps in nitrogen fixation. So one of these leguminaceae is called as beans, pea plant. All this comes as an examples. And when we go for the fourth option, all the above. All the above. So here the right answer is called as azolla. So here the following propagates, we are going for symbiotic association is azolla, rhizobium, leguminaceae, all the above. So the answer is azolla. So we go for the next question, 34. Funaria is attached to the substratum with the help of. Funaria is attached to the substratum with the help of. So we know that Funaria is a bryophytes. It comes under mosses. So the first option is unicellular branched rhizoids. So this is wrong because Funaria is a well-developed plant under bryophytes or mosses. So it is unicellular is wrong answer. So when we go for the second one called as unicellular unbranched rhizoids, even this is wrong because it is not unicellular. So we go for the third one, multicellular branched and oblique septate rhizoids. Septate rhizoids. The word septate, it is the presence of cross walls have been present. So when the cross walls have been present, we call it as septate. So here the third option is multicellular branched oblique septate rhizoids. Hence this answer is right for the Funaria. And the fourth option is multicellular unbranched. So this is wrong, but it is having the presence of branched one. So the fourth option, multicellular unbranched oblique septa rhizoids. So this is wrong. So this is the right answer is the third one, multicellular branched oblique septate rhizoids. This is the right one. So we go for the 35. In Dryoteres, the presence of multiflagellated antherzoids. So in Dryoteres, the presence of multiflagellated antherzoids shows. So we go for the first option called as heterosporous development. So the meaning of heterosporous, it produces two types of spores. So hence we use a word heterosporous development. The second option is homosporous development. So the meaning of homosporous, it produces only one type of spores or similar type of spores. And the third one is seed habitat. So this seed habitat is also not the answer. So the fourth option is aquatic ancestors. So this is the right answer because here the presence of multiflagellated antherzoids shows the aquatic ancestors as a character. So the fourth option is right one. So aquatic ancestor is the right one. So we go for 36th question. A prothallus is, first option, a structure in pteridophytes formed before the thallus development. So here a structure in pteridophytes formed before the thallus development. So here prothallus is not formed before the thallus. So this is not the right answer. The second option, a sporophytic inconscious free living structure formed in the pteridophytes. Again, this is not a free living structure, but it is inconsciousness has given it. So this is not the right answer. So we go for the third one. A gametophytic inconscious free living structure found in pteridophytes. So this is right because prothallus is a gametophytic where usually it is flat. Prothallus is flat, dorsiventrally flattened and has the presence of gamete synthesis. It produces male gametes and female gamete, hence they are called as gametophytic. So the third option is right. A gametophyte inconscious free living structures formed in pteridophytes, that is the right one. Fourth option, A gametophyte consciousness or structural formed after the fertilization in pteridophytes. So this is again the wrong. After the fertilization of pteridophytes has given. So this is not the right one. So third one is right. So we go for the 37th question. In which one of the following male and female gametophytes do not have free living independent existence? I'll repeat this. In which of the following male and female gametophytes do not have free living independent existence? So here the first one is called as polytrichum. So this polytrichum is again a bryophyte, comes under mosses. So this polytrichum has the presence of both the sporophyte, gametophytic as well as sporophytic is there. So this is not the answer. The second option is called as ginkgo. So this ginkgo is called as maiden ear tree. So this gymnosperm here, it usually do not have a free living independent existence. So this is the right answer. So ginkgo is the right answer. Third option is called as Teres. Again this Teres is a pteridophyte. Either Teres is a pteridophyte, comes under Pteropsida. And the fourth option is Funaria. Again this Funaria is again has the presence of gametophytic as sporophytic, and again this comes under bryophytes and it is comes under mosses. So this is not the right answer. The right answer is ginkgo. So we go for 38th question. Match the column 1 and 2. Choose the correct combinations from the options given. So here the first column and second column is there. I am going to give the right matchings. So the right matchings. So the first one is called as Chrysophyta. Chrysophyta, the right answer is diatoms. Chrysophyta, the right answer is diatoms. The second one, dinoflagellates. So dinoflagellates, Gonolax is the right answer. So this is a red algae, Gonolax. This is dinoflagellates. So this is the right one. So we go for the next one, third one, polytrichum. So polytrichum, the right one is mosses or moss. The fourth one, bread mold. So bread mold comes under phycomycetes. It is bread mold comes under phycomycetes. And fourth, next one is puffballs. The puffballs comes under basidiomycetes. So here the right matching will be in the second option. So second option is the right one. So we go for 39th question. Consider the following statement regarding the major pigments and stored food. Major pigments and stored food in the different groups of alga, and select the correct options given. So I am going to read out this. In first option, in chlorophyceae, the stored food material is starch, and the major pigment are chlorophyll A and D. But here chlorophyll D is absent. So in chlorophyceae, it is chlorophyll A and B. It is not D. So first statement is wrong. So we go for the second statement. In Phaeophyceae, brown algae, laminarian is the stored food and the major pigments are chlorophylls A and B. But here again it is A and B is there. B is wrong. It should be C. A and C is the right one. So we go for the third option. In Rhodophyceae, red algae, Floridian starch. Floridian starch is stored food and the major pigments are chlorophyll A and D and phycoerythrin. So this is right one. So third option is right. We go for the options. In the first option, first one is correct but second and third are incorrect. The second one, first and second are correct but third one is incorrect. In the third option, first and third one are correct, but second one is incorrect. And fourth option, third one is correct, but first and second are incorrect. So this is the right one, and fourth option is the correct one, because only the third statement is correct, but the first and second statements are incorrect. Now we go for the next one. 40th question. Which of the following is a characteristic feature of gymnosperms? So here the first option is winged seeds. Winged seeds are always present in the pine. So here in the first one there is a presence of winged seeds. So this winged seed is present in the pine. So it is also present in the maple. It is also present in the maple. There is a presence of winged seeds. So we go for the second option. The second option is called as living fossils. So this living fossil is one called as Rhynia. So this is one comes under Pteridophyta. And the third one is called as naked seeded. The third option is naked seeds. Here the seeds are not covered. Seeds are not covered by the fruit wall. So the seeds are kept naked. And fourth one is multicellular. Fourth one is multicellular male gamete. So this multicellular male gametes are present in the gymnosperms, and this is present in the cycads, gymnosperms and cycads. But here the question is, which of the following is a characteristic feature of the gymnosperms? So here the important character is, it is naked seeded. All the gymnosperms, the word gymno itself called as naked, sperms means seeded. So the seeds are not covered by the fruit wall, or it is not covered by the ovary wall. So we go for 41. Question number 41. Archegoniata. Archegoniata or. So archegonium is nothing but it is a female reproductive structure. Archegonium is present in a or it is a female reproductive system. But here the question is Archegoniata or. The first option, algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes. So this is not the right answer. So in algae there is no sex organs. So this is not the answer. In the second option, bryophytes, pteridophytes and gymnosperms. So this is right answer, because in bryophytes, so the male sex organs are called as antheridium and the female sex organs are called as archegonium. So even in pteridophytes also it is same. First in pteridophytes the first one will be the sporophyte followed by the gametophyte. In the gametophyte there is a presence of antheridium and archegonium is present. Even in gymnosperms there is a presence of the first one is called as the sporophyte and the second one is gametophyte. In the gametophyte, archegonium, there is 6 to, or we call 2 to 6 archegoniums have been present in the gymnosperms. So the second option is the right one. So in the third option, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. So here in angiosperms we never use a word archegonium, but here we use a word gynoecium, carpel or pistil. So this is not the right one. So fourth option, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. So even this is not the answer. So the right answer is second one called bryophytes, pteridophytes and gymnosperms. In the 42nd question, in cycads, the male cones and female cones are present on a same plant. So in a cycas, the male cones and female cones are present on a same plant. But this is wrong answer, because the male cone and female cones are present in a different plants, because here the plants are unisexual. The male sex is different and female sex is different. So the first option is wrong. We go for the second option. The male cones and female cones are present on different plants. Yes, this is right, because the male plant has the presence of male cones at the center of the leaves. At the tip of the stem, at the center of the leaves, there is a male cone and female cones in the female plant. Hence, this second statement is right. Third statement. Male cones and megasporophylls are present on a same plant. Again, this is wrong. Fourth option, male cones and megasporophylls are found on different plants. So again, this is wrong. So we go for the next question. 43. We go for 43. Read the following statements. The first one, the male and female cones or strobili may be borne on the same tree in Pinus. Yes, this statement is correct. So in a Pinus, the male and female cones or strobiles may be borne on a same trees in Pinus. This statement is right. Second statement, in cycas, male cones and megasporophylls are borne on different trees. Even this is right, because cycas is unisexual. Male is different, female is different. So we go for the third statement. The stem of cycas is branched. No, this is usually it is unbranched stem. And Pinus and Cedrus is unbranched. Again, this is wrong. Pinus and Cedrus has the presence of branching. So here the stem of cycas is branched, but it is wrong, unbranched. And the Pinus and Cedrus is unbranched, but this is wrong, it is branched. So third statement is wrong. So we will go for the fourth one. In gymnosperms, generally taproot systems are found. Yes, this is right. In the gymnosperms, there is a presence of taproot system. The major one is called as a main root, called as primary root, followed by secondary and tertiary roots. So select the correct statements. So first option is A and B. Second option is A, B and D. Third option A, B, C. And fourth option C and D. Here the second one is right. First statement is correct. Second statement is correct. Fourth statement is correct, and the third statement is wrong. So A, B and D is the right one. So we go for 44. The presence of ciliated antherzoids. Presence of ciliated antherzoids in Dryoteres indicates. First option, terrestrial habitat, aquatic ancestors, both A and both first one and second one, none of the above. So here the presence of ciliated antherzoid is a characteristic of aquatic ancestors. So the second option is right. So presence of ciliated antherzoids in a Dryoteres indicates aquatic ancestors. So the second one is right. So we go for 45 question. 45th or 45. Comparable to the angiosperms, which of the following algae exhibits diplontic life cycle? Compared to the angiosperms, which of the following algae exhibits diplontic life cycle? First option is sphagnum. So this sphagnum is nothing but it is a brown algae. So this is not the answer. The second one is called as Ectocarpus. Even Ectocarpus is also a brown algae. And the third option is called as Fucus. So Fucus is called as rockweed. So this is the, again it is a brown algae, but Fucus is the right answer, because in a Fucus this algae has the presence of diplontic life cycle. So Fucus is the right one. And fourth one is called as Polysiphonia. This Polysiphonia is red algae. So this never comes. Commonly haplontic life cycle algae will be the example. But here diplontic life cycle, the example is Fucus. But normally Diploid life cycles can be noticed in gymnosperms and angiosperms, but haplodiploidic life cycles can be noticed in bryophytes and pteridophytes. So here fucus which shows diploidic life cycle. So third one is right. So this completes first level. So we are going for level 2. So here in exercise level 2 we are going to start first question. Find out the incorrect statement. Find out the incorrect statement about rhodophyceae. So here rhodophyceae is nothing but red algae. So in this red algae we are going to see incorrect statement. First one, majority are marine with a great concentrations found in the warmer areas. Yes, this statement is right because majority of the rhodophyceae present in the marine. So majority are marine with a greater concentrations found in the warmer areas. This statement is right. Second statement, they are also found in the great depth of oceans where relatively little light penetrates. Yes, this is also right because at the bottom of the oceans the complete light cannot penetrate. So for that we use a word bentham. Either bentham regions is been used, but still we use this word, the light cannot penetrate to the depth of the oceans. So this is right. So we go for the third statement. Usually reproductive vegetatively by fragmentation. Usually reproduced vegetatively by fragmentation. Even this is right because when the plant body is cut into pieces, each piece develops into a new individual, that is called as fragmentation. So we go for the fourth option. They reproduce asexually by biflagellated zoospores. Here this is wrong statements because rhodophyceae there is biflagellated zoospores are absent because there is usually they reproduce by non-motile spores. Non-motile spores. So the spores never moves here. So it is the wrong option. So they reproduce asexually by non-motile spores is the right one. So fourth one is the incorrect statement. So we go for the second question. Match column 1 and column 2. Choose the correct combinations from the options given. So I am going to grid out. The column 1 has the presence of classes. Column 2 has the presence of major pigments. So here I am going to give you the right matching. Chlorophyceae. Chlorophyceae has the presence of chlorophyll A and B. Chlorophyll A and B is present. Second one, Phaeophyceae. So in Phaeophyceae there is a presence of chlorophyll A, C and fucoxanthin. A, C and fucoxanthin, this is the right matching. Rhodophyceae. Rhodophyceae, chlorophyll A, D and phycoerythrin is present because it is red algae, phycoerythrin. So here the right matching is the first option. So the first option is right. So here the first question is right matching. So we go for the third question. A type of sexual reproduction found in red algae. A type of sexual reproduction found in red algae is, first option, isogamous. So the meaning of isogamous, it is the fusion of similar type of gametes. Similar type of gametes is fused, hence it is called as isogamous. Second one is called anisogamous. So the word anisogamous, it is a fusion of different types of gamete. So the gametes will not be similar, it is different types. And the third one is oogamous. So here the oogamous is nothing but it is a fusion of the female gamete which is larger and non-motile, and the male gamete is smaller and motile. It is called as oogamous. Here in a red algae, oogamous is the right answer. So here in a oogamous, fusion of large female non-motile gamete with a smaller male motile gamete is called as oogamous, and fourth one is all the above. So here the third one, oogamous, is the right answer. So we go for fourth question. Coralloid roots. Coralloid roots of cycads shows the symbiotic association with. So normally the gymnosperms has the presence of taproot system, because in the presence of a bacteria, it makes a small minute holes on the root called as lenticels. Through the lenticels, algae or the fungi enters into that and helps in the formation of coralloid roots in the cortex region of the root. Cortex region of the root, the algal layer or fungi layer is formed and converts into coralloid root. In this coralloid root, there is a symbiotic association between. See, the first one is Anabaena, and the second one is Nostoc, and the third one is Halosuria, and both, fourth option is both 1 and 2. So here the right option is both 1 and 2, because Anabaena can also enter into the cycas root, Nostoc also can enter into the cycas root, and they help in nitrogen fixation. And here they are the symbiotic. So the right answer is both 1 and 2 is right. So we go for fifth question. The number of neck canal cells in cycas pinus is. Number of neck canal cells in cycas or pinus is. So when we go for a female reproductive structure called as archegonium, in this archegonium it is usually a flask-like structures. So in this flask-like structures, there is a presence of the outermost covering. So this outermost covering is called as jacket layer. So outermost covering is called as jacket layer, and this is usually called as venter. So inside this venter, there is a female gamete called as egg. Above this, there is one more cell called as VCC, called as venter canal cell. Venter canal cell. Above this, there is a presence of neck canal cells. All these are called as NCC, called as neck canal cells. So when an archegonium is matured, here the neck canal cells along with the jacket cells, it is being disintegrated. So once it is disintegrated, the biflagellated anther zooid swims in the water, enters to this, and even when VCC also disintegrates, it comes and fuses with the egg cell. This is taken place in the bryophytes. So in bryophytes, there is VCC, NCC, all will be there. So what is VCC and NCC have been explained here, but the question is the number of neck canal cells in cycas and pinus. So cycas and pinus, the neck canal cells are not present. Here the first option is 4 to 6, the second option is 6 to 10, and the third one is 1 with 2 nuclei, and fourth option is absent. But in cycas and pinus, this neck canal cells are totally absent. This is present in the bryophytes. So we go for sixth question. Ephedrine is obtained from ephedra. So by ephedrine is obtained from ephedra by. The first option is root, the second option is stem, the third one is leaves, and fourth one is both 1 and 2. But here the right answer is called as stem. Epidra of a stem, ephedrine is extracted. This ephedrine is required to cure the respiratory problems like asthma and bronchitis. So these diseases are cured in the presence of ephedrine extracted from the epidra of a stem. So the answer is stem. So we go for seventh question. In Phaeophyceae, the gametes are. Phaeophyceae is nothing but brown algae. So in this brown algae, gametes are. I'll read out the options. The first one, Pyriform bear two flagella, one longitudinal and the other one is transverse. So this is wrong. The second one is pear shaped and bear two flagella that are laterally attached. So this statement is correct. In a Phaeophyce, the gametes are pear shaped and bear two flagella that are laterally attached. Third option, Pyriform and bear 2 to 8 equal at the apical flagella. This is wrong. And fourth one is pear shaped and bear 2 to 8 equal and apical flagella. This is wrong and the second statement is correct. So we go for ninth question. In Phaeophyce, the spores, zoospores are. First option, Pyriform and bear two flagellas, one longitudinal and other transverse. Even this is wrong. So pear shaped and bear two flagellas that are laterally attached. This is right. So pear shaped, zoospores have been present and bear two flagellas that are laterally attached. So second one is right. The third one is Pyriform and bear 2 to 8 equal and apical flagella, wrong. Fourth one is pear shaped and bear 2 to 8 equal and apical flagellas. Even this is wrong. The second statement is correct. So we go for the ninth question. The plant body of a brown algae. The plant body of a brown algae is attached to the substratum by. The first option is hold fast. So hold fast itself is right answer because the brown algae attached to the substratum in a root-like structures, but they are not really roots, root-like structures called as hold fast that helps in attachment. And the second one is stipe. Here the stipe is nothing but it is a stalk-like structure. Stalk-like structure is called as stipe. And the third one is stalk. So it is not the answer. Fourth one is fronds. So here the fronds may be called a word young leafy shoots. Young leafy shoots are also called as fronds, but this is not the answer. The first one is leaf hold fast is the right. 10th question. The plants that are used for medicinal purpose and has a soil binders is. So medicinal purpose as well as a soil binders are. So we go for bryophytes, first option. So bryophytes is not the answer because in bryophytes we never use roots. Roots are totally absent. We use the word rhizoids. So rhizoids helps in fixation and anchorage, but this is not the answer. So when we go for a second option called as lichens. So lichens are the symbiotic association between algae and fungi. Even this is not a medicinal plant, but still rhizoids are then usually helps in fixation, but this is not the answer. So when we go for pteridophytes, so this pteridophytes is the right answer because in pteridophytes there is a medicinal plants are also there. The root system holds to the soil and they are called as soil binders. So we go for the fourth one called as gymnosperms. So gymnosperms is also not the answer. Pteridophytes is the right answer because in gymnosperms again the roots are there, taproot system, but along with that they also have coralloid roots. But here the right answer is pteridophytes. So we go for the 11th one. The sporophytes bearing sporangia. The sporophyte bearing sporangia that are subtended by the leaf-like appendages are called. First option strobilus, second option cones. So this are called as the reproductive structures. Strobilus, cones are called as reproductive structures, and the third option is called as sporophyll. So this is right because we know that the sporangias with the presence of a leaf-like structures are called as sporophyll. So here the sporophyll with a leaf-like is called as sporangia. So the third option is right. The fourth one is both 1 and 2. It's not the answer. So we go for 12th question. In fucus, the male and female gametes are. First option motile. The second one is non-motile. and the third one is motile and non-motile respectively. So this is right. So here fucus is nothing but rockweed, comes under brown algae, Phaeophyceae. There is a presence of motile as well as non-motile respectively. So this is the right answer. The fourth one is non-motile and motile respectively. So this is not the answer. So third option is right. 13th question. Recognize the figure and find out the correct matching. Here there is a Gingo diagram. Gingo diagram or picture is given. In this A and B, C is given. So I am giving you the right labeling. So A is called as dwarf shoot. A is called as dwarf shoot. B is called as a long shoot. And C is called as seeds. So here the right one is second option. So the first one is dwarf shoot. So here it is the ending. So it is called as dwarf shoot, and the second one is a very long one. So it is called as long shoot, and the third one is seeds. So second option matches with this. So second one is right. So we go for 14th question. First land plants. The first land plants are bryophytes. Second option pteridophytes. Third option gymnosperms. Fourth option angiosperms. So here the first land plants are always called as bryophytes. So bryophytes is the right answer. So once it is asked about first vascular plants means pteridophytes would have been the right one. But here land plants means Riccia, Marchantia, all this will be there. So bryophytes are called as first land plants. So the right answer is bryophytes. So we go for 15th question. Plants producing embryo. Plants producing embryo and spores but lack seeds and vascular tissue belongs to. Plants producing embryos and spores but lack seed and vascular tissues belongs to. So the first option is Bryophyta. So we know that these bryophytes are always called as non-vascular plants. So bryophytes are called as non-vascular plants. So here xylem and phloem is totally absent. So non-vascular tissues or non-vascular plants. So here no xylem and phloem. So we know that the second option is called as pteridophytes. So these pteridophytes are called as lower vascular plants. Lower vascular plants, because here the xylem and phloem begins. So one of the xylotem, here it is a, we call it as a very primitive pteridophyte is xylotem. There xylem and phloem begins. So we go for the third option called as gymnosperms. So these gymnosperms are also called as lower vascular plants. So here followed by pteridophytes is gymnosperms, but still the gymnosperms are also called as lower vascular plants. But here one important word to be noticed. In gymnosperms, in conifers, there is a presence of siliquia. So this siliquia is called as giant red tree, called as tallest tree. In this tallest tree also we find lower vascular plants not well developed. So that should be remembered here. Next we go for angiosperms. The fourth option is called as angiosperms. So it is called as advanced, well developed vascular plants have been present. Well developed or advanced vascular plants have been present. So even this angiosperms is not the answer, but here the right answer is called as bryophytes. Here I am giving a small difference between lower vascular and advanced vascular. But in a lower vascular, when we go for a xylem, in a xylem, tracheids, trachea, xylem parenchyma, xylem fibers are there. But in a lower vascular plants, trachea is present. Tracheids are present, trachea is absent. I am repeating it. Tracheids are present, trachea is absent in lower vascular plants. When we go for an advanced one or a well developed one, trachea is present, tracheids are absent. These are the major one to identify the lower vascular plants and higher vascular plants. So here the right answer is bryophytes.